their only loss was in overtime. So they come into the 3-1 record, and they're running the composition they've run the majority of the time. Yes, they ran double duelist, but that was only one game, you know, so they're very familiar with this composition with Nismo on the KO, so they're going to feel comfortable coming into this, I imagine. As far as 0-0 Nation goes, they've only played split twice in general, so I'm really curious about this pick.
Hold on here, Dustin's got a little bit of early aggression set over through mid. QualiNoob getting the first, charging the dash, but not able to get away. And actually, that is not a bad trade at all for 0-0 Nation. We get to a very early 3v3. The defense has to rotate over to try to help out at B.
At least they have B main anchored because of the position that EU has, so that gives them a little bit of an extra foothold to get back into the site once the spike goes down, as long as they can get this rotation through B heaven, which they do. Nismo able to find Zan right away.
EZN has to get something up here, topside rafters. A couple of shots do come out, but not able to collect. Speaking of not collecting, everyone flashed up around the site, but the shot's not quite landing. And how about Xian holding his ground?
So they didn't even make the playoffs of that split. They bring in BZN and Zan, and then they wind up just being second to Union and really turning things around. But as this bonus kicks off, QualiNoob able to draw first blood.
Yeah, it's a pretty clean first blood at that. QualiNoob does get tagged, but he's got the support of EU nearby, so he'll be back to full HP. Spam from ramp side for 0-0 Nation, just looking to connect to anybody up top. Nismo gets one before dropping. Follow up from Xander, good for the trade. One more on the close box, but Xander snaps, gets the second headshot to land. Barton now the last one left. This will be a 1v4 for him. Spike down just to his left, but the problem is he's got just the Spectre and a lot of long-range gunfights in front of him. And Barton will back up for just a moment, trying to get a little bit of a reset with the stars being placed. If he could find a rifle, that would be exquisite for the effort. And yeah, he will be able to grab a Vandal while also simultaneously picking up the spike. Does he decide to cross back or commit forward? Looks like maybe a little bit of both, as he takes a couple of spam shots and will still play behind the box. First shots land, second not going to be there, as EU will clean things up.
They played against each other between the upper bracket and the grand final. But so far within Brazil, in the group stages and even in the upper brackets of these playoffs, 0-0 Nation's looked a bit off, if we're honest. So they really need to dig deep here and figure it out, otherwise they could find themselves eliminated on home turf.
Yeah, I think the thing about the matchup that they played versus Fusion, it just looked like they weren't really on their game. Lots of kind of sloppy gunfights and missed opportunities just by way of just not hitting shots. So far today, though, looking like they're much more in tune with what their usual selves would look like previously. So a little bit of contest here through A main. Weapons are still fully purchased across the board, as the hit still is a bit labored through mid.
Yeah, and that's good to see, because when I was watching Vaz's 0-0 Nation coming into this, they looked, contest-wise, like a really solid team. And Zan able to get a nice entry there. Xander, though, with the snake bite from the grave, able to at least keep things even. QualiNoob trying to play up close on main and get a little bit of something. He's going to get a little bit of a double-double, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean there, buddy. Got Xian dropping down in towards site, though. QualiNoob a bit stuck over towards B main. Help is on the way, as a knife will at least re-enter most of this M80 defense in towards B tower, but there was a barrier orb in their way. So Xian will have some information that he's going to be contested. Still has a flash. Fragment will back him off the angle, and here comes M80 trying to get in towards the site. Xian completely kept that bay, and that's his perfect breakdown with numbers for M80.
Yeah, and that was a much cleaner win for M80 as well. They're not going to have to do as much repurchasing here. QualiNoob even has Blade Storm. If they need to cycle the weapon over, they could, and he can pull the ult.
Let's take a look at this. We've got double shotgun plays coming out here for M80, and it will be a judge handled by Xander, as he will be stacked up inside his own Viper's Pit at mid. The only defender on the B site, though, is EU, and he's kind of stuck in a corner, and yeah, he will jump the ropes to get back towards tower.
Indeed. Willing to play retake B if need be. Don't want to fall prey to this utility dive onto the site. They are able to break the barrier wall and get a little bit of a gap there that they can watch players cross from heaven, but they are smoked off for now. 0-0 Nation taking their time, though, trying to swing both sides of pillar.
Sand gets a little bit of a boost up top. Well, that's well done. Combining with Barton, as the knives are now out for QualiNoob. Uncharacteristic misses. Now he's just stuck with a Bucky. BZM looking for the plant, but here comes M80. Pinstrike kill feed. Xian deep. Oh my goodness. How about that for 0-0 Nation?
Have really good supporting utility around their aggression, and usually their spacing and timings are very good. So yes, it's fast, but it's sharp. I mean, I guess is what I'm trying to get at here. You're not going to catch people on an island too often.
Ooh, how about this? A little Cosmic Divide with utility bait over towards B, but QualiNoob, the sole defender at A with an operator, gets one. A little burst across the crossfire. Zan will get up top with the spike in hand here, and M80 are not fully convinced on where this play is coming from, and now they have to be a little bit careful on rotation, because Zonda's going to make his way in towards vents to try to cut someone off through mid.
Yeah, they have a lot of positioning on the map right now, and a good fake thrown at B side, but Nismo from Mail able to pick up on the back of Artson, and John Cutie finds Xion,
Player
and
standing.
M80 seemingly has the
down
read
mid.
on all fronts, able to find everything that they were looking for. It might even wind up being a flawless unless Barton can come up with something here as he tries to creep up middle.
I consume it.
The utility play
30
was just
seconds
so
left.
good from 0-0 Nation, but it immediately gets thwarted by a single shot by Koala Noob, and yes, indeed does. It's gonna be a Zeddy flawless.
And two, it kind of allowed them to catch, you know, any type of rotation through vents.
Yeah.
You know, if 0-0 were looking to make some type of quick mid-round pivot, they were guarding it. As Zan gets to the vents very quickly here.
Yeah, I was gonna say again, just more calculated aggression through mid. Was also important to note that in that last round, Xion got all the way through B, but the one thing that you have to know about M80 on this map, defensively speaking, is that they're okay giving away space and just being avid about knowing that there could be players around the back. Xion found nothing on his long flank, so now we're back into an eco round, essentially. Nismo up top could really deal some damage here, takes off the foot of Artson. Knife just confirms that there is another member nearby, that's Zand. And well, that will not be enough for him to try to challenge as the focus goes back towards B Tower, right into the waiting arms of Xander, who's going to try to double peek this with John Cutie. There's the shoulder, doesn't quite see Xion, but it should be a nice Nebula play, but no, Nebula only pulls one, and Xander only gets the first, but Koala Noob on the site does provide another elimination, and M80 look good defensively here.
Indeed they do. Koala Noob's operator seems to be rattling off quite nicely here. He's already found two, maybe finding a third. BZN actually trying to go for this right now. He drops the Viper's Pit. He does have Spike in his possession, but he's got little time, and the positioning is so good. And yeah, as you said, he's stuck. I am shocked he decided to pull the trigger on this Viper's Pit right now. This is a very huge dice roll from him.
Spam shots do connect. Down to 71 HP. Here comes the rest of the assistance.
Wow.
And yeah, EU gets it just by spamming through the top, and he's sitting there saying, what was that play?
Dark as far as how much progress has been made by 0-0 Nation on A, but now, of course, all of this will let them know what's up. They're trying to run away from the showstopper, and they will dodge it. That's big.
That is huge. I don't think it actually fully got in towards A Tower, if I'm being honest. May have caught the edge. Seekers are out defensive, looking for a retake. Nismo shut down. BZN gets first. How about Barton? Able to follow up, and the shot's not clean for EU. So now, Koala Noob, John Cutie, they're not fully committed into this retake, and they may have to hold off unless Koala Noob can get to work. Oh, not quite. If he were to have tallied another elimination, knives would have been earned, but as John Cutie gets back into A Tower, 0-0 Nation will take the round, only dropping one, and we're tied at 4. This early peak as there's a 5-man stack here for 0-0 Nation. EU's holding on to some utility as the toxic screen goes up. Spam shots will come through, but M80 have not committed any resources to trying to check this yet.
And I mean, again, you're going to see a lot of this shift in fans out there if you're not used to the 0-0 Nation. They love this, these 5-man gather, fast-paced executes, and they do not waste any time as Zan, the tip of the spear, is going to get between the eyes of Koala Noob. An instant 5 versus 4, but still a lot of time on the clock to play around with here. Seeker's now out, and they're looking to go ahead and plunge forward. Oh, what a beautiful series.
Flash. Yeah, Flash Nebula pulls it in. No worries there whatsoever. Nismo's gonna have to check this by just flashing himself into the site, and oh my goodness, Xander gets 2 up top. How have M80 pulled this back? Arts and Barton, both down low. Barrier orb placed. Xander is on site, and he's split the offense into 2 pieces. Now it's just down to Artson for the 1v2. Gets the first, shots from the high ground, goes to the slow orb instead. It will land, but Xander's gonna be able to just stay here. Can Artson take the res? Tries to bait it out. Xander's back in, and how about the play from Artson to essentially clutch that one up by himself? That looks like that's gonna be where the setup comes from. Counter flashes out, but this really does not dissuade 0-0 Nation from continuing forward.
It does not, but M80 still have good footholds. If they're able to keep control of B main with Koala Noob, and then play backside or back halls could be a problem. But oh no, BZN catches Nismo. That's a rotator now gone. Now the pressure on Xander with his Viper Spit as the solo A defender. Snake bites Heaven, trying to buy time. Does so again. So he's stalling them nicely, but can they hold it off as this rotation comes through back halls?
Oh, the blast pack just takes Xander's aim a bit astray. Shorty out, but no, Barton beats him to the punch. 13 seconds on the clock, though. Hold a second. Koala Noob takes down the spike carrier. 10 seconds on the clock. Someone's got to collect this implant. BZN tried to do just that, and looks like he will stay safe enough to reset this into a 3v3. Heal out for EU. Gets Koala Noob back to full health. Cosmic Divide is at the ready for M80, and they are going to play backside screens as a full 3-man force. Xander to the corner. Koala Noob, quite literally the tip of the spear, with all 5 knives at the ready. There's the Cosmic Divide. Flash comes through. Here's the check. No worries. First shots land. BZN changes the angle. Gets the immediate trade. 2v2.
One enemy
Barton
remaining.
trying to play through screen side, but it's BZN who finds the kills. It's 4 in the round for BZN.
Away.
And they've got a judge in hand here for Quality, 1 away from Blades. Nova Pulse spent, but look at the paint shells. Oh, so well played by Zan. Lots of chip damage coming through, but Xander still finds first blood. Xian stuck on site, and Xander gets a second. Goodness, how good has he been today so far? BZN trying to shut him down, but no one can stop Xander. 3 kills in the round. All of them go to the offensive Viper. And why not Plant as well? Just Mr. Do It All this round.
I mean, we talked about it, Schiff. We prepared everyone. These rounds are going to get decided very often in the first, 15 to 20 seconds or so. Both these teams love to just play the run it down, fast-paced play style. But again, both these teams very good at their utility usage and their spacing. It's not, loose and sloppy. It is very refined,
Well, here
very
comes
precise.
Here comes the
Remaining.
2v4. John round the back though, shutting it down almost immediately. Barton, not much you can do here. Similar situation as last round, just not a lot of time and not a lot of chances. And well, he does at least again make it punishing, but ultimately M80 will tie us at 8.
They will, but I will say, as you were kind of noting there, taking that damage is kind of critical because the game is close and you're constantly having to replenish a lot more than you want when you're having to rebuy weapons, and it keeps their credits low, which means that you're very close to saving the moment you lose just one round, rather than having reserves left over, to keep yourself in the fight for a bit longer. So while 0-0 are losing some rounds, they are keeping themselves very much in the race. Tie game, and again, they're keeping the credits fairly low on M80. As you kind of noted, Xander, he has indeed been playing very well in Ascension thus far. He is in or near the top 10 for ACS, KD, and kills per round. So we always knew him as one of the best controllers in North America. He's really brought that to the table here at Ascension. Big round for him there.
Yeah, huge round for M80 overall as well. As now all of a sudden, look at this from 0-0 Nation. They realize the play is coming over towards A, but they try to be the proactive team. It works out for the first kill, but nothing more. So again, the trades favor M80. We go to a 4v3. Post plant looks pretty imminent, but 0-0 Nation at least have regained control of A tower. Barton checking down low. No ults for this retake, but Artson does have a lot of utility. There's 1 away from a potential res if you can find a pick somewhere. Same can be said for M80. They have not committed the Viper's Pit that's at the ready for this post-plant hold, trusting their numbers, and so far it's working out. 4v2 situation, and Xander again tallies up BZN and Barton, who tries to save for like the 4th time this half. 20 and 16. Impressive tallies all over the place, but a must-win round here for 0-0 Nation, as the Viper's Pit will encapsulate the majority of mid.
Indeed, as we see M80 trying to once again make their poke at A. They have been very successful on these A plays, and Koala Noob with this operator has been deadly. He finds another Zan. Quick response, taking Xander down, who has been a critical piece of this attacking side for M80. That must be said. A weapon down early for both sides right now. Res comes out.
Oh, and they're finding the kills behind it. Oh my goodness, M80 just got baited into the play. Holy smokes.
But all of a sudden, 0-0 Nation with that play right back into it, just a couple of rounds behind. Barton getting an aggressive angle here.
Oh, showstopper. Does it find one? Yes, it does. EU can't quite sneak in towards sewers. Wow, huge opening first blood, plus a lot of dominant A control for 0-0 Nation. Now it's just down to holding the numbers for this 5v4's Koala Noob looks for a shot. How does he hit that? Oh my. Barely an elbow to see.
If he keeps that up, watch out. That's all I can say. That's the Koala Noob that we knew we could see.
Oh no, Dust. And now Xander in the corner.
What do you mean?
Off the reload, no, BZN responds. Koala Noob on the hunt, and BZN shuts him down post-dash.
Oh man, trying to play off intuition. Thought he had a timing with that dash. He did not. BZN was prepared, but he's taking a lot of damage, and the spike is still able to make its way over to B. But I know exactly what you're thinking. Oh, but he comes back. Nismo comes back for support.
Unreal.
What a read. What a read shift.
This round may be dictated by literally milliseconds across every single kill we've seen so far.
Yep.
BZN not out of it yet. 1v2 from the high ground, hits the first cleanly. Now to the 1v1 with Nismo. Arguably the most clutch player on M80's team, if not in North America. Flashes himself forward, and what? He barely had a pixel to shoot at, and somehow he connects onto the head of BZN, and M80 are on map point.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Nismo was tied for second in all of Challengers North America for clutch percentage. So definitely very well known for being good in these tight situations. He's also within the top 5 for clutch percentage for Ascension. I think he's number 4, converting 33% of the clutches he's been a part of.
Nation was smallest of pixels or milliseconds, timing-wise.
Hey, that's the, you know, they say American football is a game of inches. You know, esports are a game of milliseconds, bro. That's all I can say.
Here we go. Hard commit right on towards B. Barton just with the sheriff, needs help, and he needs it badly. Try to catch maybe some timing here. He does deny the knife, but Nismo is going to be able to stick this for the plant. Quick pop through. Yeah, how about it? Page Shells find one. John QD for a response, but still stays 4v4. Viper's Pit in play for M80. That is the last ultimate that we'll see, at least in this round. Paint Shells re-earn for Zan as he gets his second kill. Popping his way on over. May find the high ground play. How about this from Zan? John Cutie in the corner, he's given up his position pretty convincingly. Now it's just down to Xander for a 1v4, but everyone's being decayed. And the time's becoming a bit of an issue. Xander, in and out of the smoke. Gets into a corner, but Artsen's able to find him, and 0-0 Nation stay alive.
And just when you thought that M80 were going to peel away, 0-0 Nation comes in response. They were able to do this a couple of times in the last few rounds. Again, the you know, form of the team that I was been hoping to see all Ascension long.
Ooh, how about this? How about this for an off-speed pitch? 4 members stacked through mid with full clearance, but M80, oh man, they're gonna get a wide open B site. Thing is, the spike is gonna be late in here, and it's gonna be a 2-2-1 retake for 0-0 Nation. There will be John Cutie playing inside.
Oh,
and
no.
He doesn't even find a first. Hold on a second. Spike does get planted. Seekers though earned. 0-0 Nation coming quickly. And there's nowhere for M80 to go besides to hold their ground until Xander creates an opening back through dirt. Xion trying to flash their way back on. Xander not done, takes down BZN. Xander not done, and that will do it. As Xander creates an opening, or an exit if you will, finds 3 kills, and M80 will take map 1 13-10.